going down, sourdough squad? How are we doing today on this wonderful Thursday? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I know I am. And if you are having a fantastic day, even if you're not, drop an SDS in the chat if you're vibing with the squad. Let's go. You know what day it is? It's Thursday. There are leaks, schedule leaks, left and right, non-stop, all over the place, dropping left and right. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We also have 49ers players ascending upon Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Oh, you smell that? Oh, it's a smell of football, baby. It's the smell of football. Still no Rice jersey. But you smell it. You get that, it's like a whiff of that sourdough with a little bit of football mixed in. Let's go. Shout out all the SDS. We see you guys popping off today. Let's go. Oh, we got the flow going. It's a good day. It's a good day. So we're going to talk about it all. We're going to get into it. But hopefully everyone is having a phenomenal day today. So let's go through some. There's a lot of stuff, but let's start with some of the updates. Let's go through the updates first. Then we'll transition into schedule leaks because the schedule be leaking. So we will take a look at it, and we will go from there. But let's start with some. Let me get this out the way. Let's start with some updates. Let's do the updates portion first, because there are updates. We got some rookies letting us know what numbers they are. We got camp invites coming into town. So let's take a look. There we go. Boom. All right. So this gentleman will be in camp with the San Francisco 49ers. You have former Missouri wide receiver Kiki Grissom, who will be trying out during rookie minicamp that should be starting today. So if you've seen my posts, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you see the posts, you are also seeing the 49ers rookies and veterans heading to Levi's Stadium. It is a fantastic sight to see. Again, if you didn't catch it, we got a little video action. But here you go. We got, this is George Odom, potential starting safety for the San Francisco 49ers, showing up in a limo. There we go. We got Leon O'Neal Jr. showing up. We got Amoko Ture on the field and other vets. We got Samson Ebukam in the background. We got a bunch of other 49ers defensive line in the building, getting that work in. We also got Diamondor Lenore checking in at 196 pounds. We got Kent Guard 5 with Danny Gray. So that's never left. What a great time. It is so good to see the 49ers. Sorry, I apologize for my loud music. My sound canceling headphones are doing their job today. They're doing their job today. Sorry about that. Oh, good stuff. But I'm back. You should be able to hear me now. But it does. It smells like football. Oh, it smells like football. Not only are the boys back, we got one of the rookies to show us what number he's rocking with. Hey, look at who we got. We got Kalai Davis, defensive tackle out of UCF, 6th rounder for the San Francisco 49ers. He is wearing number 93. He is wearing number 93, and that is very poetic because who did we comp Davis to when he was drafted? Good old DJ Jones. We've been calling him DJ Jones 2.0. Fitting that he is taking number 93. So I like that. I'm excited to see what the other rookie numbers are going to be. So far, that's all we got. But I will be trying to keep one eye on it all. Also, on top of that, we will be going live for the schedule release. So obviously, I'll be posting content to all platforms, but I also will be on live so we can live react to the schedule. I will say this. And this will kind of transition us into kind of the schedule situation and leaks and all that kind of stuff away. I have seen the schedule. Good news is I have seen the schedule. Bad news is I cannot tell any of you about it. I cannot tell any of you about it. I have seen it. It's phenomenal. I'm very excited about it, but that's it. Other than that, we're going to have to wait and see. Obviously, I'll talk about the leaks that other people are dropping, and we'll go from there. But overall, I think we're headed in a good direction. I think we're absolutely headed in a good direction with the schedule. Oh, I did want to show something else. You call it cap all you want. I don't care. I don't care. Don't care. But I gotta uphold my part of the bargain. So what we do have though, week 1 is it does appear that the San Francisco 49ers will be facing off against the Chicago Bears. It does appear that the San Francisco 49ers will be on the road to start the season with 3 road games. We had KP from Niners Nation. He dropped some of the leaks, and it did confirm that we will be seeing maybe Trey Lance versus Justin Fields week 1 in Chicago. I will have to say I might be there. I will have to say I might be there. And if you're hyped about that, you know what the vibe is. Smash that like button. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Get this thing up. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about this schedule. I think you guys are going to be really happy about it as well. But like I said, we'll talk about the leaks. It's been leaked that San Francisco 49ers will play the Chicago Bears week 1. And I'm excited about that because we were robbed of it last year. We didn't get to see Justin Fields versus Trey Lance. We got to see Jimmy Garoppolo versus Justin Fields. And ironically enough, Jimmy Garoppolo ran for 2 touchdowns in that particular game. So again, as we've heard and been told behind the scenes that Trey Lance should start this year. And I think we can all hope that's the case. But it does appear the San Francisco 49ers will be on the road to head to Soldier Field. I'm personally going to try to get to that game. Are you guys going to try to get to that game? Or are you guys going to try to make your way out to Chicago? Because that's going to be a fun one. That's going to be a fun one just for a lot of different reasons. Just because, 1, it's the opening game of the year. 2, the debates that we had as 49er fans. Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones at 3. Who's it going to be? Pretty much anyone but Mac. But a lot of fans of the 49ers were big on Justin Fields, me included. And then, of course, Trey Lance. And then the hope is to watch those duel it out. Duel it out over there in Chicago. So I'm excited to see that particular matchup. I think that one's going to be fun. Let me pull up some of KP's tweets. Don't call me now. All right. So let's look at this. Some of his schedule leaks here. I think it's KP and Parag, or not Parag, Akash have been dropping schedule info. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we got. So this is from KP. So far, we've got, I think, 3 primetime games. I think Akash added a 4th one. But so far, what KP is reporting is that the 49ers versus Broncos week 3, Sunday Night Football. Chargers, 49ers week 10, Sunday Night Football. 49ers Seahawks week 15, Thursday Night Football. I believe, look for Akash. I think Akash dropped a couple as well. Let's see. So this is what Akash has. So he added week 11 at Cardinals, Monday Night Football. So he's saying I'd expect another divisional Monday Night Football game as well to round out 5 primetime games for the 49ers. I don't know. What's it going to be? Is there going to be a 5th? Oh. We're going to find out at 5. At 5. So be prepared. We're going to find out at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time when it all drops. But again, we're getting some leaks. We're going to figure out if these are accurate or not. If there is a 5th primetime game, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And first of all, this is criminal. 231 people on YouTube, only 60 likes. You got to be hyped, guys. We're getting scheduled today. We're getting players reporting to headquarters. We got vets. We got rookie minicamp. Smash that like button until it breaks. Until it breaks. Everyone, easy. Boop. Smack it. Smack that like button. Let's go. Let's get up. Let's get hyped. Let's get hyped because football is close. Smell. Oh, that's football. Football is around the corner. I'm very, very excited. Obviously, like I've discussed, there is rookie minicamp, I believe, today. I don't know exactly what they're going to be doing at the facility. However, we will be hearing from the rookies tomorrow. So I'm very excited about that. Very, very excited about that. Let's see. So out of these games, out of prime time, we've got Broncos, Sunday Night Football, the return, or actually, it's not the return. We are going to the Mile High Stadium to face off against Russell Wilson. Oh, baby. Speaking of Broncos, Jerry Jeudy found himself in a little bit of a hot mess today. I believe Jerry Jeudy, who is projected, I believe, to be the wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. Again, Cortland Sutton, you could debate. But right now, Jerry Jeudy's in jail. So who knows if that is going to actually translate into a suspension? Maybe there's a world that exists where Jerry Jeudy isn't on the field week 3 when the 49ers go to Denver and play the Broncos. So that is going to be an interesting situation to monitor. Obviously, Russell Wilson's there, and he will be able to work with the other wide receivers, whether it's Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, or any of the other guys that they have. I believe KJ Hamler is still on the roster. So, hey, going to be interesting. I believe it's a misdemeanor charge, something along the lines of tampering in. Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm a legal expert. What did they say? Broncos wide receiver held on a misdemeanor charge of second-degree criminal tampering with a domestic violence enhancer. No idea what that means, but probably not good. Probably you probably don't want to find yourself in jail on a Thursday. Just saying. You probably don't want to find yourself in jail on any day. But let alone Thursday. Probably not a good situation. So we'll see. We'll see if there's any, if he's handed down a league suspension, could impact that particular game. Week 10, Chargers comes to Levi's. Ooh, that is going to be a fun game. That is going to be a fun game. The Chargers are stacked. The Chargers are absolutely stacked right now. When you look at their roster, offense, defense, special teams, the Chargers are stacked. Ooh, underrated. Bosa versus Bosa. Was good, Travi. Was good. But we get Bosa versus Bosa. We're going to get, hopefully, Trey Lance versus Herbert. We're going to get Khalil Mack and Bosa versus Trent Williams. It's going to be spice. That is going to be a great game. Keenan Allen coming back to the Bay Area, former Cal product. You got a lot of firepower on that Chargers offense. So that's going to be nice. That is going to be nice. Cardinals, week 11, right after that. So back-to-back primetime games. 49ers are going to be a talked about team quite a bit. Sunday night football, then going to Monday night football. All eyes on the 49ers 2 weeks in a row. And then week 15, Seattle at Seattle. Oh boy. Oh boy. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be a good time. Let's see. I think anything else Akash dropped. So this is from Akash. He says, my guy KP with the scoop as the 49ers will head to Denver in week 3 for Sunday night football. 3 straight road games to open the season. 49ers at Chicago, at ATL, and as we've seen, Denver is reportedly going to be a primetime game. How do you feel about this? If this does wind up to be true, how are you feeling about San Francisco 49ers starting out on the road, potentially 3 games consecutively against Chicago, ATL, Denver? What are your thoughts? Is that maybe an ideal situation to be able to get out on the road early in the year, to be able to face a Chicago Bears led by Justin Fields with wide receiver 1 Dante Pettis? Wide receiver 1 Dante Pettis? The Cat Man. The Cat Man is back. The Cat Man will be, as if you did not know, Dante Pettis was just signed to the Chicago Bears yesterday. So the Cat Man is back. Revenge tour for the Cat Man. So we'll see what happens there. But if you really look at Chicago's roster, they've it's a fantastic week one game if you ask me. It's a fantastic week one game if you ask me. I think it's beautiful. I think it's wonderful, especially if Trey Lance is going to be the starter week one. Again, we know what the storylines are going to be, and I love the fact that they're going to be those storylines, and I love the fact that we're going to be able to do the whole Trey Lance versus Justin Fields thing. That's always fun. I enjoy it. But I think when you look at the overall roster and where they stand now, again, Darnell Mooney, wide receiver one, is it Velus Jones Jr., rookie, who's going to be wide receiver two, is going to be Dante Pettis. I believe they signed another wide receiver off the streets as well. So they're Chicago definitely looking a little hurt right now. So again, it's on paper. Who knows how they develop? They got a new coaching staff, so maybe they pull it together. But it feels like a phenomenal. Like I'll take it if you're going to give me week one road game against Chicago. I like it. I like that setup. I think that works. Week two, going from, and so I imagine how the 49ers would work this is they would fly from Chicago down to Atlanta. So we've seen this in previous years where, like, for example, in 2020, when they played back-to-back games in New York, I believe they stayed at the Greenbrier. I believe that's what it was called. So they stayed there for 2 weeks. They practiced there. Well, I would imagine you get something similar where after the Chicago game, you just fly down to ATL. You get a practice facility, wherever the hell that is. So Matt Barrows put out this tweet just now. He said, "Has Danny Gray ever caught passes from a hard thrower like Trey Lance?" Yes, he said. He had a workout in the Dallas area with Colin Kaepernick in the run up to the draft. Interesting. Just wanted to see what that was all about. So, anyways, that's what I think is going to occur with this particular schedule. They're going to go from Chicago to ATL, and they might just go right back to Denver. So it might be a 3-week on the road, 3 weeks on the road to start out the season. If you ask me, I'm okay with that. I kind of like it. You know why I kind of like it? Is because you kind of get to block everything else out. A lot of people have their family across the United States, but there are some guys who, they have their friend groups and they have their family in the Bay Area. When you're kind of on the road like that, you're kind of insulated with your team. So it's a great bonding experience. And with the 49ers, we've seen them be successful with these road trips. Again, they started out the year last year going from Detroit to Philadelphia. And so they started out last year with the 2 games away. And they did not come back from Detroit to Philly. They just, they were on the road for the first 2 weeks. And hey, they won those first 2 games. It was when they came back that everything fell apart. If you remember, it was, that first game, week 3 against the Green Bay Packers, when we hadn't seen yet the 49ers at home since 2019 or 2020, I guess. If you it's a 2019-2020 season, but in 2020, the NFC Championship game, it had been a long time since we had seen the San Francisco 49ers play at home. And they got back, and we remember what happened against Green Bay. It wasn't the best. And then they dropped another one to Seattle. And so wasn't and then they dropped one to the Colts. So they lost their first 4 home games. So hey, we want to start this on the road. Okay, that's fine with me. That's fine. Based on our track record, that's fine with me. I'm okay with that. Absolutely okay with that. Let's see. What else did they post? So Akash says hearing the 49ers will take on the Panthers in week 5 in Carolina. He's saying expecting that to be a 4 p.m. start, meaning no body clock game for the 49ers as they travel east. Bring me BB. We'll take BB back with us on the plane. So week 5, okay. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard the reports. BB didn't show up to OTAs. And as I last told you guys, he had not engaged in contract talks with the Panthers yet. And the fact that he's not in OTAs, connect the dots. Makes a lot of sense. So excited. Just give us BB. We'll take BB back on the flight with us. Don't worry about it. We'll take BB. Don't worry about it. We'll take him. But let's see. I think that is the majority of the leaks that we got that are out there. Like I said, I'm not going to leak anything. I'm not going to do any of that. But I think that's pretty much all we got right now. Oh, they released more clips of Tua. Oh, they made sure not to show Tua underthrowing Tyreek Hill. So that's fun. That turned in quite a situation, did it not? Let's see here. Schedule leaks. This is the slate for Thanksgiving Day. Glad that the 49ers aren't playing on Thanksgiving. You got Bills, Lions. You got Giants versus Cowboys. Patriots versus Vikings. That's going to be a fun game. Let's see. Lombardi is reporting that 49ers wide receiver Danny Gray on the physical aspect of playing wide receiver said, quote, no block, no rock. Great mindset. It's exactly how he plays. So I love it. All right. So I think that's pretty much it. So we'll see if there's any other leaks that are dropped. I don't think there will be. But we're not that far away. We're almost 2 hours away from the schedule being released. Again, this is the Super Bowl. This is the Super Bowl for content creation in regards to the teams. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the 49ers drop. I'm waiting. I'm excited to see. I am excited to see what that looks like. The Chargers got off to an early start. With their content. This is what they hit us with. Like, do you guys know what this means? Can you guys interpret this? What does this mean? Does this mean we're soft? Does this mean we need to poop more? What does this mean, Chargers? Why are we the diet Pop-Tarts? It's because we're red? Is it raspberry? Why are we the diet Pop-Tarts, Chargers? I need answers immediately. It's because we're going to take a poopy on you? Is it because week 10 we're going to poopy on you? What is it? It's not calcium. Like someone said, it's because we're injured all the time. Well, I said, it's actually not a bad thought process. But then I'm like, well, wouldn't it be like a calcium enriched Pop Tart? This is not even Pop Tart. I just noticed it's not even Pop Tart. All the other ones are Pop Tart brand, right? I don't think this is Pop Tart brand. This is General Mills brand, Fiber One. This is like an off-brand dietary Pop Tart. What does this mean, Chargers? I'm offended by it. I don't even know what it means, but I'm offended. I am offended by this. Couldn't even give the name brand Pop Tart. And they showed Jimmy too. Like, come on. Come on. So it's okay. It's okay, Chargers. It's okay. Means we're phonies. We're the off brand. So apparently, we're the off brand. I guess. I guess that's what that means. Oh man, son of a gun. Stinking Chargers, bro. Stinking Chargers. We better whoop them. We better whoop them now. I don't know what this means yet, but I'm offended by it. The fact that I don't know what it means makes me more upset, makes me more angry. So I'm upset. I'm upset by that. What else? What else? Oh, did you guys see this video? Did you guys see that video of Arian Foster showing all of his jerseys, his game worn jerseys? Might be the sickest collection of jerseys I've ever seen. Absolutely beautiful. Dustin says the colors match probably. I was kind of thinking that too. But the Arian Foster's jersey collection, fire. Hey, I didn't see any Jerry Rice game worn jersey though. I didn't see any Jerry Rice jersey. So you guys need to lay off. You need to get off my back about Jerry Rice jerseys. Arian Foster didn't have a Jerry Rice jersey. What now? What now? I didn't see any Arian Foster jersey I didn't see no Jerry Rice jersey. Tell him, fake fan, not even real. Check his temperature. Is he a robot? Didn't even have a Jerry Rice jersey. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, do we have a leak? Oh, we have an official leak. All right. We got an official leak. Like official. Hold on. We got an official leak, ladies and gentlemen, on the schedule. This is confirmed. All right, where is it? Give me the 49ers. Give me people. Come on. The 49ers just dropped this. It is official. The 49ers will be playing the Bears week 1 on the road. You love to see it. Now, like we said, it's been leaked already. But it is now official per the San Francisco 49ers. So again, the 49ers will be headed to Chicago, Chi-Town, to face Justin Fields and the Bears. So it's happening. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening. All right. Right now, I need instant way too early score predictions right now. Drop it in the chat. What's the score going to be? I need score predictions. I need who's going to win, who's going to lose. I need instant score predictions. And we're almost away. We're already almost there to our like goal. Smash that like goal or smash that like button after you drop your score prediction. Ooh, right off the gate. 31-10. A whooping. A whooping. 32-17. 33-16. 24-17. Oh, I want blood in the water. I want blood in the water. I want Trey Lance getting his opening day start in Chicago. Bloodbath. Blood bath. I want blood to be spilled. Let's go. Look at these. Yeah, I see lots. Oh, 41-14. I like it. Bloodbath. Bloodbath. Ooh. Jimmy wins. Bears lose. Jimmy wins. Bears lose. Ooh, Jimmy G will beat Fields again. So maybe not Lance. Ooh, we got a close one here. 24-20. 35-28 from Jacob. Eric says 24-10. Oh, yeah. Get those score predictions in, baby. 57-10. Wow. Wow. So inspirational, man. So inspirational. Let's go. 34-10. I like it. I like it a lot. I want there to be bloodshed. Bludgeoned. I want it. I want it all. I want the 49ers to come back to the Bay with a nice bear-skinned rug. That's what I'm looking for. I want a nice bear-skinned rug to put in the middle of the locker room because the 49ers collected their first dub against the Bears. You love to see it. You love to see it. Did Bears address their O-line? I don't think so. I believe they lost players, and I don't know what they really did to be able to figure that out. Oh, all right. So this is interesting. Let's do it. Let's do another poll because I'm seeing it kind of going back and forth in the chat. Who will be the week one starter at quarterback? Since I can see it going back and forth in the chat. So another poll. Who will be the week one starter? Who will be the week one starter for the San Francisco 49ers? Let's see. Oh, right off the bat, Lance by a landslide. Too late, coach. But let's see. We got, I think I see 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Too late, my boy. 4, 5, 6. I see 6 Jimmy Garoppolos. I see 6 Jimmy G's. Everything else is Trey Lance in a landslide. In an absolute landslide. So, I mean, we have to ask the honest question. Is Jimmy even going to be on the roster week one? Is Jimmy going to be on the roster in training camp? I think there's a world that exists where Jimmy is on the roster in training camp, but I don't know if Jimmy's going to be on the roster week one. And the reason why I say that is because that would be essentially, if the 49ers back up what they say, that's essentially a $27-26 million backup. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Now, I would have put it past the 49ers to do something crazy, but that's crazy. That's crazy, man. They could do it, though. They could absolutely do it. They could do it. Brock Purdy. God, Brock Purdy starting week 1. Help us. Help us, please. That means the unthinkable has happened. All right, I gotta make a post really quick. Week 1 confirmed. So I like this. This is a spicy matchup to start with. This is a spicy, spicy matchup to start with. I think it's fantastic. I love it. I love it. So week 1 has been confirmed. 49ers will be going up across. I don't know. They're going somewhere, but they will be going to Chicago. They will be going to Chicago into Justin Fields territory, and they will be playing the Bears. The Bears. So we'll see. We'll see what we get. Corey says, as soon as Lance starts throwing, this Jimmy ish will be over. I can't wait. Can't wait to get to training camp. I can't wait to see it all. I can't wait for OTAs. I can't wait for it all. But April brings up a good point. I mean, this is why I don't think Jimmy will be on the roster. I think it would be a mistake to have Jimmy on the roster. And that's nothing against Jimmy. But this exact reason alone, you can't have this. You can't have this because the simple fact of the matter is, Trey Lance will struggle. He will have rookie growing pains. So to have a backup on your roster, which the locker room clearly adores, which isn't a bad thing that they adore him, but if you're trying to make a transition, you can't have them both. Obviously, the reason why Jimmy Garoppolo is still on this roster is because he had surgery and he put the 49ers in a tough position. So I don't think he will be here week 1. And for this reason alone, because you can't, and it's the same thing, vice versa. Same thing, vice versa. You can't, remember when, Jimmy was in there and Trey was backing up. It's just for either one, it's a disservice. Either one, it's a disservice. I understand where you're coming from, of course, April, but it would just be a disservice to both quarterbacks. It would. It would just be a disservice to the quarterbacks. It would be a disservice to the locker room. It would be a disservice to the fan base. It would be a disservice to the franchise. It just wouldn't be good. It just wouldn't be good. Would not be good. So we'll see. We'll see. But shout out to everyone in the chat. We see you guys. Chat's lit today. Dang, it's been 45 minutes already? Holy crap. I didn't even realize it. Okay. Oh, so the leaks were incorrect. The leaks were incorrect. The San Francisco 49ers are going to be playing at home week 2. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. The Bay Area leakers were incorrect. So week 2 will be the home opener, and they will be playing against Seattle. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hey, hey, I'm surprised the 49ers are leaking. I'm surprised the 49ers are leaking. But hey, I'm about it. Here you go. Here's your proof. Here's your proof. The San Francisco 49ers. We're going to see those scoundrels up north nice and early. Nice and early on. I'm for it. I'm absolutely for it. Bring them in. Bring it. I got to be there. I got to be there. 100%. 100%. Cash God says, Brad, you have to start having call-ins. Let me talk my ish. Hey, don't worry. We will. We absolutely will. I'm projecting call-ins will happen after OTAs. That's my projection. So keep in mind that's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for call-ins to be after OTAs. I'm building some other stuff behind the scenes. Can't get too deep into that, but I plan to transition to be able to get call-ins so we can let you talk your ish, man. I gotta hear from the people. But so we got the first 2 games of the year dropped. So the San Francisco 49ers have reported that they will be traveling to the Chicago Bears week 1, but then they will be coming back home to the Bay Area to play the Seattle Sea Chickens week 2. So we get to see what is going on up north. Who's going to be the starting quarterback? Is it going to be Geno Smith? Is it going to be Drew Lock? Who is it going to be? It's going to be very interesting. Going to be very, very interesting. Let's go. Oh, we got to whoop Seattle. Those are 2 winnable games. Those are 2 winnable games. So you know the vibes. Before we do this, what's Coach saying? And only way Jimmy is on the 53 by week 1 is if he takes a pay cut. I agree 100%. We can't afford to keep Jimmy and sign Debo plus rookies. Did someone say Collins? Oh, you know. Coach has he is number 1 in line. I'm literally going to hit up Coach directly to be like, listen, we're doing call-ins this day. You are calling in first. You are leading off the sourdough squad. You are leading off the sourdough squad 100%. So again, we have got some action here with the schedule, and I'm loving it. I like the start. 2 very winnable games. I like getting Seattle back at home. Again, if you guys remember, Trey Lance's first legitimate playing time. First legitimate playing time came against Seattle when Jimmy got hurt. When Jimmy got hurt and he took himself out of the game, that was when we had Jimmy go to the podium and say that he was going to be out for weeks. The drama started right around then. Because it did feel like, I don't know, felt like Jimmy got benched a little bit in that week 4 game at half. Hold on, I got to make a post really quick. All right. But until then, until I'm ready to look up, drop your score predictions. Drop your score prediction for Seattle 49ers week 2. Drop your score predictions in the chat. And I will get this post out. Week 2 at home. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, I love it. Win. Win, win, win. All right. I feel like those first 2 games are very manageable. Extremely manageable. So far 42-0. Jeez. Detail says screw the score. 2-0 regardless. 69-0. Nice. 24-10, 34-10. Oh yeah. We're gonna so far I'm hyped. I think that's a great start to the year. Again, early adversity, getting out on the road, doing a travel to start the year, all of that. I think the preparation for an away opponent, one that is manageable. We always know any given Sunday, anything can happen in the NFL. But I do love the fact that the 49ers will be able to head to Chicago and then come back home right away to face the Seattle Seahawks. And those are 2 very manageable games. Now, obviously, if the San Francisco 49ers drop one of those games, they split, they lose both, it's going to be instant panic mode, which we aren't going to speak out into the universe. We just have to mention it. Only 25 away? 25 away from 200? If you think the 49ers are going to start 2-0 to start the season, you better smash that like button. So that means we better be at 300. If you think the 49ers are going to start 2-0 to start the year, then there should be 300 likes on this video. I'm just saying. Shout out to SDS. Let's go. Let's go. So I'm excited about that matchup. Because when you look at now, I really liked. I'm not gonna lie. I really liked the Seattle Seahawks draft. The Seattle Seahawks finally built up an offensive line. They drafted 2 extremely solid tackle prospects. I mean, the Seattle Seahawks drafted their bookend tackles of the future. So I do want to make that clear. Although, it was kind of funny that they did it once Russell Wilson was out the door. But they got Charles Cross in the top 10. So they used the pick that they traded away Russell Wilson to go and get a offensive tackle. So kind of funny in that sense. But they also drafted Boye Mafe, University of Minnesota edge, one of the top prospects in the class. They got him at 40. Then at 41, the Seattle Seahawks got Kenneth Walker, who's he was the number 2 running back prospect. He was one of my favorite prospects. I think Kenneth Walker is going to be a phenomenal prospect. player in the NFL. And then at 72, they got my combine draft crush, Abe Lucas. So if you guys follow me on, Twitter, you follow me on Instagram, and you saw me at the combine, and you saw me in real time fall in love with Abe Lucas, and kind of started in warmups, had no idea who he was, but the way he was moving, his body language, I was like, who is this guy? Proceeds to go, has phenomenal testing. So they really got two starting tackles. They got two starting tackles in Charles Cross and Abe Lucas. They got Kobe Bryant, cornerback out of Cincinnati. They got Tyreek Woolen, cornerback, and Tyreek Smith. Um, those are all good, like name brand prospects. Those are all good name brand prospects. Again, if you guys remember our lives that we did, we drafted Kobe Bryant. I believe we might have taken Tariq Woolen in a couple of those, but honestly, Seattle did a really good job in the draft. So we're gonna find out. Obviously, just because they got good rookies doesn't mean that translates year one, year two, year three. But we're gonna find out. We are going to find out. And I'm glad we're going to find out at home because guess what? I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of being embarrassed by this team. This is very symbolic. It's a very symbolic change where no more, no more Russell Wilson, enter Trey Lance. It's very symbolic. So I want to ensure that we complete the symbolism and we destroy Seattle at home because I'm tired of getting swept by them. I'm tired. I'm sick and I'm tired of it. It needs to change. And perfectly, perfectly um, with the 49ers, with the 49ers um, starting Trey Lance, we hope, just feels like a perfect changing of the guard. Just, okay, Russell, you made our lives a living hell. We acknowledge that you made our lives a living hell, but now it's time for Trey Lance to make Seattle fans' life a living hell. So I'm very excited about that. Let's go. Let's go, DJ. We're getting there, baby. We're getting there. Almost 250. 30 away from 250. We can do it. We can do it. So I agree. Travers Fields is going to be legendary. The 49ers then come back home. They're able to face off against a formidable opponent that they know very well in the Seattle Seahawks. But is it going to be Geno Smith? Is it going to be Drew Lock? Who's it going to be? No Bobby Wagner? No B Wags anymore? It's a changing of the guard, baby. It's so symbolic. None of the OGs are there anymore. None of the people who have hurt us in our hearts and our souls are there anymore. You got Pete Carroll, but hey, Pistol Pete, we'll see how he does with Drew Lock or Geno Smith. But none of the old guys that are there can hurt us anymore. So I'm very excited about that. I think that's a winnable game. It should be a winnable game. Two winnable games right off the bat, one away, one at home. So far, fantastic way to start the season. I absolutely love it. I think it's a great way to get this stuff rolling in the right direction. Absolutely love it. It's going to be a great time. Going to be a great time. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm very excited. Let's go. So, what are the 49ers going to start out at? Are they going to, is this 2-0 season? Are we feeling really confident? Are we setting the bar high? Are we having extremely high expectations? Are we starting out at 2-0? Is that what it's going to be? Is that the expectation? The expectation for Trey Lance, 2-0 as his first time as a official starter. Again, I'm going to talk from here on out about Trey Lance as the starter, even though he's not been named the starter, even though Jimmy Garoppolo is still on this roster. I will be speaking of Trey Lance as the starter. When you give up 3 first rounders, when you give up additional draft capital on top of that to go get Trey Lance in year 2, he better be starting. He better be. And if you didn't want Trey Lance, if you don't want Trey Lance to start, then what are we talking about? That's a different conversation. That's a different conversation. So I will be speaking in that light until something points me in a different direction. So right now, I anticipate Trey Lance heading in to week 1, week 2 as the starter with an offense built around Trey Lance that they practice in training camp, with Trey Lance starting behind the actually and practicing behind the starting offensive line. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going with this. So, very excited. Let's see. Did they drop any other leaks? Doesn't look like it. Again, the schedule will drop officially at 5. So until then, we wait and see. Until then, we wait and see. Also, very, 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 very happy to say, I never wanted Jerry Jeudy. Ever. Ever. We were CD Lamb Hive till the death. We were CD Lamb. Yes. No Debo news. But we are now back to talking about quarterbacks. So there's that. But hey, never wanted Jerry Jeudy. Again, I was very adamant about, I agree with this. We talked about this. Jerry Jeudy as a, route runner, that's pretty good. He, like, you see those movement skills, like that was there. But as a receiver, wasn't even the best wide receiver on his team. Wasn't even, again, I was very adamant about, Ruggs, Jeudy. When we had that conversation, I was like, hold on. What are we talking about? He's not, those two aren't even the best wide receiver on the team. It's Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith was the best wide receiver on the Alabama team, but he wasn't draft eligible. So I'm like, if Jerry Jeudy isn't even the best wide receiver on his team, he ain't better than CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. No. Can't be. But hey, we're going to find out. We are going to find out uh, if Jerry Judy will be available for week. Oh, wait, no, that was wrong. That's right. So we'll see. Oh, no, 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 nope. Disagree with this 100%. 100%. Ooh, Cap said I wanted Ayuk at 13. But honestly, if we can get this, if we could get this set up, like think about this, like this situation, Bosa, Kinlaw, Armstead, and Jackson. Kinlaw's looking lean. Again, what we've heard, what Kinlaw told us, Kinlaw's healthy, healthier than he's ever been. You get this defensive line right here, and of course, you get Jackson. We finally put Eric Armstead where he belongs over the guard. And again, over the guard, his body type is completely different opposed to being over the tackle. When he goes to the tackle, he actually matches up with the tackles because as I've always said, if Eric Armstead committed to Cal to play left tackle like he should have instead of going to Oregon to play defensive tackle, if Eric Armstead went to Cal like he should have and played as a left tackle, Eric Armstead would be the best. I mean, he would be given Trent Williams a run for his money as best offensive lineman in the NFL. I still to this day believe that. Because look at his traits, look at his skill set, look how well he moves for how big he is. If you were able to get him on the offensive line, he'd be a Hall of Famer. He'd be a Hall of Famer. I believe it. I believe it. Obviously, he chose to go defensive line. That's fine. But that's why in my opinion, when you kick him out to edge, he's like a mirror of tackles. Like he doesn't have that elite burst on the edge. And he's really long, but again, tackles are long too. So they're able to kind of mitigate the lack of like burst and speed and just get their hands on him. But when you kick him inside, guards have shorter arms, they don't move as well. And Armstead all of a sudden goes from a decent edge, really good run stuffer at edge, not really a pass rusher. But you kick him inside, all of a sudden he becomes a 3 down, legit defensive tackle that is very hard to stop and very hard to block. So the hope is that they keep him there. The hope is that they keep him there and they utilize guys like Jackson, Omenihu, Ebukam, and all these other guys on the edges and keep these guys on the interior and let them do work. Oh, Niner by nature just setting us up right now with the overall defense. And then behind that, you got Greenlaw, Warner, Aziz. That linebacker core is dirty. Dirty. Whew. And we didn't even really get to see all three of them on the field at one point. We didn't even really get to see them all on the field at one point. Greenlaw went down week 1. Aziz had to step in, and Aziz balled out, absolutely went nuts. And the cherry on top, you got Charvarius Ward. We got Tarvarius Moore, Jimmy Ward, Jason Verrett, Mosley, Womack, Diamador, Ambry, George Odom. I think George Odom's going to be the starter. I'm going to say that right now. I think George Odom is walking in day one. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. I think they're going to literally day one, George Odom is going to line up as a starter. I think in camp, like I think that's how it's going to work out. Like I don't think Moore, like even though Moore's been here and has the experience with the team, I think like if you go through a walkthrough today, I think Odom would be the starter opposite of Jimmy Ward. I don't think it would be Tarvarius. I don't think it will be Tarvarius. I think it's going to be Jimmy Ward, and I think it's going to be George Odom. I think it's going to be those two guys. Ooh, 2 away from 250. Smash that like button. Smash it. Smash it. How effective will Charvarius Ward be for our second? I think he'll be extremely effective. Obviously, when you look at the type of wide receivers also within the division, I think it's really easy to look across the league and like look at different types of wide receivers and you look at the Tyreek Hills and you look at those types of guys. But when you look in division and you look at DeAndre Hopkins with the Cardinals, you look at Cooper Kupp, you look at Allen Robinson with the Rams, you look at DK Metcalf with the Seattle Seahawks, you need physical corners. You need guys that have long arms, know how to be able to press at the line of scrimmage, because if you can press a big-bodied wide receiver at the line of scrimmage, they're going to have a little bit more difficult time with their timing. So I think the biggest thing that Charvarius Ward brings to the table is his press man physicality. And if you can get that press man physicality out of Charvarius Ward, and Charvarius Ward is jamming and locking up DK Metcalf at the line of scrimmage, jamming and just locking up guys like Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp, it makes the timing of the play so much more harder to complete, because the wide receiver, the quarterback, they're working off a specific timing. So if you can obstruct that timing with a physical type corner like Charvarius Ward, then the effectiveness would be through the roof. And I really think that's why they got him. And I think when you look at Emmanuel Mosley, another long corner, you get these long cornerbacks out there. They'll be able to match up really well with the wide receivers in our division. So I think he's going to be really good. I think he's still an ascending kind of developmental process. Um, so overall, though, I think Charvarius Ward has the potential to be quite the impact, especially with Jason Verrett also potentially being available. So the defense is nice, man. We didn't even mention Hufanga either. We didn't even mention Hufanga. We didn't even mention Hufanga. And I think Hufanga is going to be better. I really would like Hufanga. So Niner by Nature saying don't sleep on Tarvarius Moore. I think Hufanga is kind of the perfect, like, where they went after Tarvarius Moore because he was a traits guy. Phenomenal traits. Like elite measurables. But with Tarvarius Moore, he takes really bad angles and he doesn't always play his position very well. Meaning, like his assignments, he's not always in the right position. When you look at Talanoa, I think we can look at Talanoa and we can objectively say, yeah, he might not be the fastest safety in the world, but what makes Talanoa Hufanga so effective is his cerebral ability by putting himself inability to make plays. And that to me is the polar opposite of what Tarvarius Moore is. So I feel like they're kind of showing us, like, they went with Tarvarius, I think in the third round, and he just really hasn't developed, I don't think, the way they would have hoped. Now, it's hard to also put that on him too, because Tarvarius got hurt last year. So who knows? Like, Tarvarius could have taken a huge step forward last year. Tarvarius could have potentially started last year. So maybe we don't really know. But again, he'll be coming off an injury, and it's not a shoo-in that a guy whose best traits are his physical traits. Uh, how he's going to be affected by injury, because a thing that isn't talked about enough with injuries is the mental side of it. And based on, Tarvarius Moore kind of lacking the cerebral side of it, at least from a tape perspective, um, who knows how he'll be impacted. But if the 49ers were able to get legitimate production out of Tarvarius Moore, that would be great, because he was a third round draft pick. Otherwise, he's going to go down as kind of one of those top third, first, second, third round busts, that the 49ers have kind of been stacking, so they want Tarvarius to come out and be successful. But I also kind of think, like, the 49ers have shown that they don't, like, I mean, they value safety, but again, they could have went after someone in the draft. They didn't. They got Leon O'Neal, of course, undrafted, who could be a player. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh, 100%. Corey is 100% right. Corey is 100% right. We've obviously focused so much on the talking points surrounding the 49ers, which is Debo, Jimmy, Trey, that kind of stuff. But 100% right. What's been lost is this team is deep. This is the deepest I've ever seen this roster since 2017. Obviously, they had to gut the roster in 2017. They got rid of a lot of players. They brought in, guys who probably shouldn't have been on NFL rosters. But this year, when you look at the core group, and then you look at the depth, like, it's a great position to be in. The 49ers right now is the deepest that I've seen this group. And you go back to 2016, it's deeper than it was in 2016. You go back to 2015 roster, it's deeper than 2015. You could argue it's deeper than 24. Like, this is damn near the deepest we have ever seen this roster in the better part of a decade. So for 49er fans, that's a good thing, because what do we know? What do we know about the San Francisco 49ers? Injury has been, if not the biggest or one of the biggest issues with their success, is just losing guys, losing key players in key moments, and having to, again, we had no disrespect to Dante Johnson, but we had Dante Johnson starting at safety at one point, starting at nickel, like, or having to step in at least into those positions when he's a core special teamer. We had Marcel Harris start for us at one point at linebacker. Like, so depth has always been a concern. And last year, depth at corner do I even need to mention Josh Norman? Like, we literally had to start Josh Norman for a lot of games. Like, that happened. That actually happened. Josh Norman still recovering from the stiff arm heard around the world from Derrick Henry, still recovering. Like, we had to start him. We had to start Dre Kirkpatrick. We cut, like, after he got bamboozled by James Conner, we said no more. We said goodbye. So Darqueze Dennard. Now, I think Darqueze Dennard proved to be the better veteran out of those three, and he's actually on the roster now, and I'm okay with that. And based on everything that I've seen, seems like the team embraces Darqueze, whereas I don't see that from Josh Norman or Dre Kirkpatrick. None of that. So I think this is a fantastic point. I think the 49ers are deeper than they have ever been, at least in the better part of a decade. Now, you go back to those 2011, 2012, 2013 teams, stacked. We were stacked, absolutely stacked. and we had good depth behind everyone. Um, but I would say, post 2014, and that's coming up on 10 years. Time flies, baby. So we're getting there. Cap says, was Charvarius Ward the best kept secret? Why did no one know about him? Seems like he's a really good cornerback one. I think part of Charvarius Ward is he's still developing. I think you can see he's still growing into his role. Um, and so when I look at Charvarius, I still see a guy who's going to get better. I still see a guy who you put him in a scheme with D'Amico Ryans. I think D'Amico is going to be able to really build around him and use him in a very specific way because we've seen, D'Amico is going to trot out his players in a very specific way. And he's going to get success based on the way he sets up his personnel groupings. With Charvarius Ward, I just think, I don't know what it was. I'll be honest with you, I didn't really know that much about him, and I feel like I have a pretty good feel for the league, pretty good feel for a lot of these guys. I'm not going to pretend like I watch Chiefs football, but he was never someone that I watched a ton of or heard a ton about. But after you start to kind of learn more about him, then you're like, oh, he's very physical and he's got extremely good measurables. And I like the mentality. And then you start to piece it together and you're like, oh, Charvarius Ward's nice. And you start to conceptualize his fit into the scheme with guys like now Emmanuel Mosley and Jason Barrett. And it's like now it feels like Miko's got just a haul of players to deal with, and which is a nice change because yes, we've seen D'Amico be able to be successful with not a lot. Look at Ambry Thomas and the way he started and how he had to scheme around Ambry against the Bengals week 14. Um, so now he's got all the weapons, and I'm really, really excited to see what that looks like. But yeah, I think Charvarius Ward could be a player. Again, he was someone who snuck up on me when the 49ers signed him. I was like, it's a lot of money for that guy. And then you kind of understand the contract, you start understanding the fit, and you start trying to see and kind of put yourself in D'Amico's kind of mindset. And you're like, oh, he could be a phenomenal piece for the 49ers. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that, man. I think the 49ers defense is in a good spot. I think the 49ers defense is in a really good spot because we need it. I don't think the 49ers offensive line, or I'm sorry, I don't think the 49ers offense is going to be ultra efficient to start. I think the San Francisco 49ers offense could look a little bit similar. A little bit similar. We get another schedule leak. I've seen that. Ooh, can we get to 300? Ooh, if we could get to 300, that would be some baller status. But I guess we are hearing there has been more leaks. Aha. There have been some more schedule leaks. So, according to Akash, he says 49ers Raiders on New Year's Day in Las Vegas is going to be absolutely insane. No lies detected. No lies detected. So that would be very insane. So will it be officially announced? Will it not be officially announced? We're going to find out at 5. So But if you maybe want to start looking at prices, maybe do it. Maybe. But I'm gonna be there. I know, I got the kids and all, but I'm gonna have to be like, listen, babe. Work is calling me to Vegas. You know, we don't get a ton of these 49ers Raider games. I understand it's on New Year's Day, but your boys got to be there. We got to work. So I'm trying to get to that game. I have to. I have to get to that game. Um, so 49ers Raiders on New Year's Day in Las Vegas. Again, we will confirm at 5 if it's going to be there, but probably start looking at flights now. Maybe check it out, see what happens. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to be there. I'm gonna have to make up for it for the fam. Probably. But that's a game that I feel like is going to be sick. And again, heading out to the Death Star. Um, I want to everything I've heard. It's pretty phenomenal stadium. So excited about that. Um, and again, Vegas on New Year's with a game on New Year's Day. That is going to be absolutely bonkers. So it's going to be lit. It's going to be lit. There's going to be a lot of people out there. So that's going to be a fun one. That is absolutely going to be a fun one. So again, it's being leaked. Raiders, 49ers, Las Vegas, New Year's Day. Gonna be wild. I think that's gonna be a fun one. And again, the Raiders they got Devontae Adams now. They got a little Devontae Adams now. Derek Carr connection. It's gonna be nice. Now it's not official. But hey, it could happen. It could go down that way. So we'll see. It's not official yet, but hey, we'll see. We will see. But I do imagine there's going to be a lot of red in those stands. I do imagine there's going to be a lot of red, and it's going to be nice. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good one. Yes, and there's still the Raiders. Remember, I still got it right here. See the Battle of the Bay flag? Last time the 49ers played the Raiders in a regular season game back in 2017, the Raiders are supposed to whoop our butts. The Raiders were supposed to whoop our butts. Derek Carr, Amari Cooper playing against Nick Mullins. Nicky Mullins getting his first start ever. 34-3. Bay champions. Pack your bags, Raiders. Kick rocks. It was nice knowing you. Bye, Bay champions. We sent them out on a high note. Goodbye. So absolutely love it. So that is going to be, but yes, from a fan standpoint, it's gonna be very sloppy. It's gonna be very, very sloppy. And I still don't have the Raider. I still don't have the Jerry Rice jersey. Someone sent me a picture when I asked like which Rice jersey should I get. Someone sent a combo Raiders 49ers jersey. It's like, oh, I'm not someone who would burn a jersey or any jersey ever because I think that's silly. But I'd probably burn that jersey. If you own a half 49ers, half Raiders jersey, burn it right now. And I will post it because those jerseys do not deserve to be in existence. And if you own one and your dad didn't play for the 49ers and Raiders or like something like that, then there's no excuse. There's no excuse. If you say you're a 49er fan and you have a split Raider 49er jersey, we don't claim you. I'm sorry. No hard feelings. But just can't do it. Ooh, let's go. We're 14 away. I bet we got 14 people that haven't liked this video yet. And that would actually put us above the amount of viewers right now. If we get to 300, that means we will have more likes on the video than we actually have viewers in here right now. That would be legit. That would be legit. DJ's working. We see you, my boy. So good looking. Smash that like. Smash it. Oh, did we hit? Damn, we hit it that fast. Oh, we hit it fast. Let's go. Sourdough Squad's hyped today, baby. Sourdough Squad's hyped today. Might have to do a dual stream. Might have to do a dual stream. I might have to bring in Instagram at 5. So might have to bring in Instagram at 5. We might have to get real spicy. We might have to get real spicy later when the real chat or the real schedule drops, when all of it drops. Ooh, look at that. Look at the rookie. Look at the rookie getting that helmet, the Speed Flex. Oh, I love Speed Flex helmets, man. I love Speed Flex helmets. Again, look at O'Neal. Rookie. Sheesh. Fire. Fire. Give me, if I could get a game worn Speed Flex. Whew. Would be nice. Would be nice. Shout out Luis. He says there'll be a lot of red in Mexico City game, not because of the home team. The Cardinals. The Cardinals are the home team. But yeah, I think there's a lot of 49er fans below the border. I want to get to that game. I need to get my passport squared away, but I want to get to that game. I think that would be an experience. Could you imagine going to a game in Mexico City? Like what? What how many other opportunities are there going to be for something like that? Like, I don't know, maybe it eventually becomes a regular thing, but I got to go to that game. That game would be legendary. Like, and it's against the Cardinals too. Screw the Cardinals. Smoking that Cardinals pack, baby. Smoking that Cardinals pack. So that game would be legit. So far there are 3 games that I really want to go to. So far, I want to go to Raiders, Niners, Las Vegas, New Year's Day. I want to go to Mexico City, 49ers versus Cardinals, and I want to go to Chicago Bears, 49ers, week 1 opener. I want to go to those 3 games. I'm going to try to make it my goal to go to those 3 games next year. If I can go to those 3 games next year, that would be quite the ride. Quite the ride. And then I'll probably be going to a lot of home games as well. Of course. But I'm excited. I'm getting excited for the year. Finally, guys, you all understand what this means. You all understand what this means. This means that we are getting closer to real football. The off season, it has been an off season for the books. Again, if you guys have survived this off season, round of applause. You are continuing to understand what it's like to be a 49er fan, which means you don't feel anything. If you are a true 49er fan, you have no emotions when it comes to the offseason because you have been bludgeoned over the head with drama, offseason talking points, this, that, and the other thing to the point where you're numb now. So, welcome to being what a real 49er fan is. If you don't feel anything, that means you're a real 49er fan. If you're numb to things surrounding the San Francisco 49ers, that means you are a real fan because that means you are conditioned to understand what pain is. Again, we have highs, we have the highest of highs, we also have the lowest of lows, but that prepares us mentally, physically to be able to be fans of this team. So we are almost there. We're almost there. The offseason is almost over. Now I get it. We're going to go through OTAs. We're going to go through mini camp. Then we're going to go back into a little lull period where we're going to probably go through the whole Jimmy ringer again. I'm setting you guys up. I'm letting you guys know because we're already numb to it, so it doesn't matter. But I'm setting you guys up for it because we are going to get more Jimmy news. We're going to get more. The trade stuff is going to pick up. Is he going to pass a physical? Or the 49ers going to cut him outright? Those conversations are coming in the coming months. So once we get through OTAs, once we get through minicamp, that's where the conversation is going to shift back to. It is going to shift back to what happens with Jimmy Garoppolo. Can they trade Jimmy Garoppolo? Is there going to be a freak accident in training camp? What you know what I mean? Like, so that's where we're going to be to. So, but shout out to all you guys who have made it this far. We are so close. We are so close to training camp. Training camp is when we put the off season behind us because when training camp starts, that is when the new season begins. So I'm very excited about that. Cap says the amount of pride from the rookies this season to be Niners is so dope to see, which is true. I've noticed that as well. Do not recall seeing as much passion before. Any rookies reach out to you? Not out to me specifically. I've talked to a couple of them, but they're very hyped about being on the 49ers. Right now, I see a video from Cam Inman of Spencer Burford wearing a Bang Bang Niner Gang shirt while speaking to the media. So right on cue. I agree. I think these guys are hyped. Again, when you look at guys like Leon O'Neal, he is absolutely hyped to be on this team. I think a lot of guys like that are hyped to be on this team. So it is really, really good to see. So I'm excited to see how everything goes. And we are we're under an hour away. We are under an hour away. All right. So where are we at likes? Oh, this was a good episode. Shout out to SDS, man. You guys were engaging like a son of a gun. So shout out to SDS. What did we end up with likes on this particular one? I think we made out pretty good. Ooh, 328. That's impressive. That is impressive. And shout out to DJ. DJ's been working. So credit DJ for 328 likes. Ooh. We see you guys. Appreciate you. You guys know that helps the channel immensely, helps the lives immensely. We thank you. The SDS is legendary. The SDS is legendary. So this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Oh, I bet he's got his number already. I bet he's got his number already. I think he's got his number already. The only reason we know Davis is 93 is because he posted it. That's the only reason we know. But they for sure got their numbers already. So let's go. Yes, sir. DJ's one of the hardest working SDS. We got a lot of hard workers out in the SDS. The mod squad. Shout out the mod squad. Always working. Always working. Mod squad runs deep, baby. Mod squad runs deep. So this is what we are going to do. We are less than an hour away. So I know people have been having issues with notifications for lives. So I put in help request to get that issue figured out. But if you haven't yet, hit the bell, get that request in because we are going to come back and we are going to go live at 5 when the entire schedule drops. And when the entire schedule drops, we're going to react, we're going to break it down game by game by game, what we think. We're going to throw out way too early schedule predictions. We're going to get hyped, we're going to get litty. So I'm very excited about that. So make sure you put your notifications on. We got to get my boy. We got to get my boy on one of these days. But make sure you're subbed. Smash that like button. Hit that bell. Again, we're going to be back on at 5. I might come on like probably 5 minutes before 5, just so we can get hyped up and kind of watch it all drop in real time. Well, let's see. Oh, squad's working today, baby. The squad is working today. Love to see it. So we'll be back in about 45 minutes. 45 minutes. So be on the lookout. Shout out to SDS today, baby. You guys were phenomenal. I'm excited to see what comes down with the schedule. Excited to see what comes down with the schedule. So I will see you guys back in the saddle in about 45 minutes. So until then, get ready. Do what you need to do to relax or get hyped, whatever it is. But again, shout out all the squad today. Really appreciate the energy. Wait, are we 344? So we're almost to 350? Oh, we can hit 350. If we're only or not 4 away. God, I hate words and I hate numbers. My brain just doesn't work. 6 away from 3. Woo! we got to get 6 more likes in here though. You 6 more. You who's been lurking, who's been watching and not liking. 6 more. 6 more. Six more. Come on. We're almost there. We are almost there. Ooh, 2 more. 2 more. 2 more. Ooh, we hit it. Did we hit 350? Let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna get a bell. I'm gonna get something. Ding 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 ding. Oh, right on time. We got spam in the chat. Oh, they're like, ooh, he hit 350. He hit 350. Nah, with spamming. Let's go. Shout out the squad. Let's go. We got it. Let's go. We worked today. Let's freaking go. Shout out all the homies. Shout out all the SDS. And you already know the vibes. Like yeast, we rise. We're back in about 40 minutes. Stay tuned. Schedule's dropping. We're reacting. We're talking about it all. Shout out everyone. I'll see you soon.